Welcome to Talk Dirt to Me, where two farmers shatter myths and take on the top issues facing America's farmers. Here's your hosts, Logan and Bobby Lee.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, it's good to be back. Feels like it's been a while.
It does, man. It was like almost like a vacation last week.
Yeah, I mean, it was literally a vacation. I say a vacation. It was a family trip.
Yeah. So y'all dodged so no one else got the flu.
No, my daughter had the flu like 4 or 5 days before we left, but then she was fine. None of the rest of us came down with it. But my son and my mother-in-law both had altitude sickness while we were there.
Oh, damn, really?
Yeah,
I've always wondered
that's
about that.
all we could figure it is. Yeah, because where we were staying, I mean, it was we were at about 10,000 feet there, like in our cabin, and yeah, they just, which my son was a trooper about it. Like he skied a pretty good bit, but he'd like puke and rally. But we left about a half a day early
Because of that?
Yeah, we went back. We were flying in and out of Vegas, and we went on. We were going to go back to Vegas because we had like an afternoon flight out. It was about a 3-hour drive. We're like, we'll just get up Thursday morning, drive back to Vegas, get on a plane. We ended up driving back to Vegas on Wednesday afternoon. Spent a night in Vegas. And
did he perk up once you got to Vegas?
oh, even because I started reading a little bit about it. I think once you get below 8,000 feet, most people recover. And so, I mean, yeah, we weren't even back to Vegas yet, and he seemed fine. But at the same time, he would seem fine even there, like in the cabin and while we were skiing, except when he wasn't.
Yeah.
Like again, I mean, he would literally puke and rally, and then
I'd go to like a nice restaurant and get like a big meal, and he'd be like,
no, it was always like I don't think he got sick anywhere outside of literally the there where we were staying. But
dang, that sucks.
yeah, by Wednesday, my daughter, my wife, and I all went out and skied that morning. But he was like, no, sort of like, all right, if he's
That bad.
because he's full speed ahead.
I was gonna say he's not one to be
He was
knocked
like,
down.
no, I don't want to go out. And so we were like, yeah. So we went and skied that morning, and then we came back in at lunch and got out of Dodge.
Yeah.
But
Well, I
good
get
trip,
it.
good to get away. My cows got out while I was gone. Of
Yeah,
course.
I heard about it.
Yeah, I was like, are you shitting me?
Your dad had come over to the birdhouse, and well, actually, hold on. Before we go in much deeper, let's go ahead. That's what she said. But
Get a little lube.
I couldn't let that one go. We need you guys to do a couple of things for us. First, we need you to hit that like button, hit subscribe, comment below, and leave us 5-star ratings on Spotify and on Apple. And guys, crushing it on Spotify. We have the video is up on Spotify now, and everybody seems to really be enjoying that. And so we got the video up on there. So urge you, go check it out. You can comment on there.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Like, because I normally listen through Apple Podcasts, but I've started whenever because I do listen to a lot of the episodes, and I've been like, I'm gonna go to Spotify. Nothing else. I want to see the comments so I can respond to people and whatnot and interact. If you guys are taking the time to leave a comment, we want to respond back to you. Have some little back and forth. But yeah, it is. It's almost kind of weird.
It is
having the video on there because I'm like, is this like using up more like data or something for my phone? And usually I'm driving down the road, so I can't really watch it anyway.
Well, see, mine. So I have my phone syncs up to Bluetooth.
Yeah.
And it will turn the video off.
Oh, automatically.
It pops up a little car. Okay. Because one day I was actually out here on the farm, and I was trying to check it to make sure that the video uploaded, and it wouldn't show the video. And I was like, what the hell is wrong with the video? And I kept like Xing out of Spotify and trying again. And I'm like, I know the damn video's on here. And then I saw the little car emblem. So I just took it off of Bluetooth, and the video came on.
Okay, well, see, most of the time when I'm listening, I'm in my Jeep that's about 25 years old.
Yeah.
But it does have about a $25 Bluetooth radio, and so it's not that high tech.
Oh, gotcha.
It shuts you down. Now, I bet if I got in...
You got in your wife's car.
That one, or definitely in the Chevy truck.
Yeah,
because
I bet your Ram would do that.
Probably so.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that's neat
so
to
we
know.
do appreciate y'all checking that out. And guys, we asked you be sure and hit the follow button on there. That helps subscribe. that helps us out on the numbers. And share this with your friends, guys. We're just gaining steam more and more and trying to make the show better and better. So what else do I need to do?
Y'all check out agzaga.com. They're running all kinds of specials right now. I mean, they're always got a special going on something. I believe I saw with their bale spears were on special here recently. But doesn't matter what you get, it's always on special. When you use that discount code TALKDIRT20, $20 off a $50 minimum order and free shipping.
There you go. Do it. Yeah, so I heard all about your cows. I was in the birdhouse, and your dad came in, and he was like, well, Bobby Lee and them go out of town, and I done had to get cows back in twice.
Well,
he said, I almost called you the other day because he said they had cows out.
That was a little bit of a stretch. He
said, I didn't even find some of them or something. He was like, I don't even know where they went.
Well, the second day, I have not had a phone call about cows being out in about 5 months. And literally, we left at like noon on Sunday. It's Monday. It may have been close to noon here because we were just starting to ski there. Well, we were only an hour behind. We were in Utah. It was weird because when we got back to Vegas, it was you went through another time zone.
Yeah.
On Sunday, last Sunday, time changed on me 4 times.
Yeah, because you went through the time change.
Yeah,
and
we went through the time change. Then we flew through Mountain Time into Pacific Time.
Oh, Lord.
Which, I mean, you don't really notice that because you're just in the airplane. And then we drove back from Pacific into Mountain Time because we drove from Nevada back to Utah. But anyway, so we're sitting there, like I'm literally on the slope, like getting ready to get on the ski lift. And my phone's ringing. And it's one of those, it's my neighbor. I love my neighbor. I really appreciate them calling me. But it's one of those things where
your heart sinks.
Where when they're calling me, I'm like, this ain't good.
Yeah.
Said, yeah, there's 3 cows in our yard. And which they weren't upset or anything. They were just letting me know. And I was like, okay. Yeah, because it's right on a state highway. And I'm out of town. And my buddy PJ's watching them, but he's at work right now. So I called my dad. He's like, all right. Of course, they're puppy dog gentle. They walked right back in the gate for him. So all was well. Well, the next morning, I get a text from another neighbor, just a half mile down the road from there, that his son saw one. I was like, oh my God. I was like, where are they? Like, this is ridiculous. But Dad didn't actually get any back in that day. He
told me he walked every mile of every ounce of inch of barbed wire fence you got. He was like, I walked all the fences.
Well, and I walked him again today. And what he reported to me was right. He's like, I can't find anywhere where they could have or looked like they did get out. And I was like, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I was glad that I didn't have to fix any fence, but I'm like,
you want to find the issue though.
Well, I'm like, where did these assholes do this? But anyway. And then they never got out again, and I'm back home, and I hadn't. So,
well, you know what my dad said.
Just need to get rid of them.
No, he was like, because your dad come in there, and me and Dad. I don't remember if Brock was in there or not, but my dad was like, well, if you're gonna have cattle and stuff like that, then you really just can't be going out of town. Because that was
I mean, I won't lie, like that. That thought did kind of cross my mind. I was like, shit, I just can't go nowhere.
Yeah. It's easy for him to say that too, because that's how Big C was. Our grandfather, he just never went anywhere. And so that's where Dad's like, well, you just can't be going out of town.
The only time I can remember him going out of town is when they would have the reunion
for the military. Army.
Yeah. They would go to those every year or however often they would do them. But other than that, I don't think he ever went out of town. No,
I don't think so. I mean, as Dad just tell me, like when he would go, Dad then would go to the beach, but Big C never went.
Yeah, when they were kids. Yep. Yeah. Our grandmother would take the kids.
But that's what Dad, he was like, well, if you don't have a lot of cattle, you can't be going out of town.
Well, and it kind of made me, because my operation's just not big enough for me to have somebody like a full-time hired man. And, yeah, my buddy PJ helps me mainly when I'm out of town, but his full-time job. I mean, I would love to be in a situation where I could hire somebody full-time like tomorrow, where I'm not, my wife and I were strategizing before because I have the time change. I hate time change. Yeah. Like I'm still, like I like this time we're on now. I like better,
this one, yeah.
But it screws me in the morning.
Yeah.
And
because it's pitch black dark.
Well, and I still catch myself like today. I was like, son of a bitch, it's already 1 o'clock, because we're not saving anything. There's still the same amount of daylight. I mean, the days are getting longer just because, we're getting closer to spring. But your mornings get away from you so fast. Yeah, I don't have time to do anything in the mornings before I have to leave and get kids to school and whatnot.
Well, the day gets away from you. I've noticed I'm really bad in this time change. I'm really bad about, like, if Marcy's at work, then I'm usually on dinner duty. And, me and the kids, like, if they're with me and we're doing something on the farm, I kind of judge how late it is in the day. I mean, I got my watch, but I'm kind of like, oh man, there's still plenty of sunshine. And then I'll like glance down at my watch and it'll be like 6:45 and I haven't even thought about dinner. And I'm like, oh shit. And so that's when we're getting to the house and Marcy's getting off work at like 7:20. She's coming home from Memphis and she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, we're cooking, getting dinner, eating it or something. She's like, you're just now eating? I'm like, well, yeah, we just got in. Like, I mean, so the day gets away from it. I love it because I love it when it stays light later in the day.
Well, I'm happy by the time we get to about June and the days are just so much longer by then. You got
plenty on either end.
You just got a bunch of daylight. Now, I guess I just need to move closer to the equator where we got long days all year round. Yeah. But
so before we get in too much further, I do want to address something, and I want to add this. We had somebody reach out, and we always appreciate all the messages. We actually encourage you. We really want you to reach out to us. But we had a guy reach out, and he had kind of a concern about the show. And again, we appreciate that. Like, I'm no offense, nothing. But there's something there's two things I wanted to talk about on it. The guy was super nice, super respectful, said he's been, a fan of the show and followed the show forever. But he it was bothered by our homophobic slurs. And I told Bobby Lee about it, and I was like, homophobic? I'm like, I don't, what's homophobic? Hell, I'm like, I don't think I'm not homophobic. Bobby Lee's not homophobic.
I do not give a damn.
I don't give a damn. And that's kind of the thing. I was like, and I feel like we emphasize this if we make a joke. We're like, we don't give a shit what anybody does. Two consenting adults, whatever you do in the privacy of your own home. Like, it's what I've always said. Like, if a dude wants to dress up like a dog and prance around in his yard and pretend to be a dog.
And apparently people do that shit.
Apparently they do.
The furries.
The furries, yeah. If they want to do that, I don't give a damn. Just don't come over and shit in my yard.
Yeah.
Like, and that's how I feel about it. So, like, I don't care. When we say jokes like, man, that's gay.
So was he mad about us? Yeah, using gay,
and I'm sure faggot and stuff like that. But I'm thinking like, man, I say retarded, and I've got a good friend that has a mentally handicapped child, and he uses retarded more than anybody, not in reference to his kid. And when we say those words, like when I say something is gay, I'm not even thinking about it being...
You're not literally meaning that it's homosexual.
No, I'm just like, oh, that's gay. And that's what the dude did say. He was like, man, y'all talk like it's the 90s and it's kind of cringy. Well, I'm a product of the 90s. Bobby Lee's, he's a little bit more elderly than I am, but he still grew up in that's gay era.
Well, and
that's just how we talk.
Well, my whole thing too, because the whole, like, it's cool to be gay and everything. People can't even get mad about you calling something gay anymore. I mean, what?
That might be a compliment.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I love about your ATF is gay shirt. If somebody gets mad, I'm like, whoa, you're taking offense. You think this is an insult? Like,
I'm saying they're cool.
It's like the perfect shirt because it's like
you can't get mad about it.
Nobody can be mad about that. But yeah, I don't know. We're equal opportunity.
We make fun of everything.
Yeah, it's word. Yeah, we have look at my head. We have, if you're watching on Spotify or YouTube, we literally made a shirt making fun of my hairdo.
The Skullet Tee. It is available on our website.
Yes, check it out. TalkDirtPodcast.com.
Yes.
I make fun of my short friends. I have a friend that's short and bald. He gets made fun of a whole lot.
Yes.
At least I'm tall. But yeah, whatever.
Well, and again, the dude was super nice. And if you're listening, man, I'm not picking on you. I'm trying to just honestly wanted to emphasize a little more.
We're not a show for somebody easily offended.
No.
And I think we're finally seeing culture shift back to that, where people are like, look, that's the whole bullshit of the last 10, 15 years. Like, we're going back to the 90s.
Yes.
You know, where
that's how I feel about it. And here's the deal. Like, honestly, if you are like triggered by the things we say or do on the show, like, there's a lot of other shows out there.
Yeah.
And
we're not trying to be for everybody. If you're trying to make content for everybody, you're not making content for anybody.
No. But I do want to also say, if you have tuned into this show from day one, please do show us some love on that like button and the subscribe and following, because guys, we put a lot of effort into this. Like Bobby Lee went out of town last week. We had planned ahead. We had recorded an episode early. I mean, man, we got this nice studio. Like, there's a lot that goes into this. And so, don't, I don't know, just help us out a little bit there. But we just wanted to put that out there, guys. Look, there is no part of me that's afraid of gay people, or doesn't like them or whatever.
I mean, and again, it doesn't even matter, but I have friends, family, coworkers. Like,
Bobby Lee's tried it a time or two.
That's the only way to know if you are or aren't, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
No. So, but I will say, we're not going to apologize for anything we say on the show. I mean, unless we're legitimately wrong. Like, if we were straight up wrong, then I'm okay with acknowledging that I'm wrong. But on like a word that I use, man, nah.
I figure if I've yet to ever be wrong that I know of. If when that day comes, I'll probably admit it. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm wrong all the time. I had to. My wife and kids were making fun of me. I messed up. I won't give the whole story at the airport and whatnot, and made some bad decisions. And I was like, I made 3 mistakes right there. And so my son, and then like a day later, I screwed something else up. He's like, that's 4 mistakes.
Oh, he was keeping count, man.
He was keeping count.
Yeah.
He was supposed to do a journal like while we were gone, I guess, for like a school project.
And he was keeping
so
up
he was
with you.
journaling about
my dad did
every
this.
mistake that I made on our trip out of town.
He bought some cocaine from an undercover police officer in the airport. Mistake number 1.
I mean, when you're in Vegas, that kind of thing can happen.
It can. But no, guys, we do appreciate. We've got a ride or die audience, and that's what we've always wanted. And we ain't changing on you folks, and y'all don't change on us.
Yep.
Before we get in, we got some definitely some ag things going on that's kind of breaking in. But I got a question I wanted to ask you. I was like, all right, this would be something that's been on my mind lately. No particular order. I'm going to pose a question to you, and then I'll answer it after you.
Okay.
Top 5 action films of all time.
Oh man.
Yep. No particular order. I'm not asking you to make it 1 through 5.
And this is like,
oh, I know it's a tough
came
question.
Out of nowhere.
It did, but look, I if it makes you feel any better, I have not dwelled on this question. So like, I'm
top 5 action films.
Yeah, like if you got to, let's say Willis he's 16. Your wife and him are going out of town. And it's you and him. You're going to have a dude's weekend. You're going to cook some chili cheese dogs, and you're going to sit down and it's like, we're going to have a freaking 5-movie marathon, and it's going to be the most badass action films that I can throw your way. What are you going for?
So action.
Yep. I guess now let's stick with action on this one. Yeah.
And so, I don't know. Some of the films that immediately come to mind. So it's like Tombstone qualifies action.
Yeah. Well, I would say, action, drama, because all right, I'll give you one of mine. Braveheart is one of mine. Braveheart would be considered more like an epic or a drama or something, but it's action movie.
Yeah, I could throw that. Man, you could throw that one in there.
But Tombstone, definitely. So
Tombstone, Days of Thunder.
Oh man, that's a good one. That one, I hadn't thought about that one. They're making a sequel.
Well, I'm going back to like the films that like I actually had on DVD, which wasn't many. I guess I was a big Tom Cruise fan because Top Gun was another one.
All right, that's a good one.
Like when I was in vet school, I remember I had 3 DVDs. It was Top Gun, Days of Thunder, and Tombstone.
Okay, yeah. Well, those are great movies.
The They are.
Tombstone is like, that will forever be one. Man, I love that movie.
Yeah, and which you just said Braveheart. I'm not going to use that one. The Patriot, that was just the American version of Braveheart.
Yeah, that's one I was going to use. Yep.
I could throw that one in there. No, I was never like a big Star Wars.
Me neither.
I didn't hate them, but oh man, in action, like you could list hundreds. I mean, you could literally. I could list like tens.
Well, that's when you were just talking about your DVDs. I think I have about 250 DVDs up at the house.
Man, and we're gonna leave out so many good ones.
Oh yeah, well, and like I said, this is your it's kind of like a manhood passing to your son. You gotta get him in with these movies here.
Well, he has seen Tombstone with me. I know. You know, you could throw First Blood in there.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, and that one would fit you good because you're like, you hate the police and you're an anarchist and
anti-government more than anything.
You're like raising him where he's going to like be, you know, he's going to challenge the police officer that asks him what he's doing walking through town.
See, what I'm afraid of here is I'm going to leave out something that
you're going to go home and be
like, now, be like, oh my God, that's my number one, and I didn't even mention it. I guess what is that 4?
What'd you say? You got Tombstone, Days of Thunder, Top Gun, and what'd you just say?
Hell, I can't even remember.
Shit, what'd you just say? Shit, do you remember Banks? Damn, we are old. What did you just say? I can't believe we're literally First Blood.
Yeah,
there you go.
There you go.
Thank you to our producer. So you got one more.
Oh gosh. Action, yeah, because I don't know. You go ahead. I'm gonna come back and I won't name any of the ones you're gonna name.
All right. Well, like I said, I've given one, Braveheart.
Yeah.
I've already shown my children that one. When they were like 4, I showed them Braveheart because I remember like in one of the battle scenes, William Wallace, he literally chops a dude's leg off, and Levi was like, "Whoa!" Like Marcy's sitting there and she's like, I don't know that they need to be watching this, but he's seen Braveheart, and I was going to say The Patriot. Well, you kind of did say, so were you saying The Patriot or not?
Well, no, I'm not going to take that easy way out.
Because that one that's an awesome one. But all right, I won't use it. But I'm gonna go with Braveheart. I got to go with Gladiator.
Oh man,
that is a killer one.
If I could have thought of that one, I would have probably used that one. But yeah, I won't use that one. Yeah.
Gladiator, and then Predator is got to be one of them. And then one I have shown Levi. He's never seen this whole movie, but I've shown him so many scenes from it that he's just about seen it. That is The Terminator. Has to be in there. And then number 5, man, I'm gonna actually throw one way curveball that nobody's gonna be expecting. Oh shit, I could actually throw a couple in there, man. All right, have you ever seen Universal Soldier with Kurt? Is that Kurt Russell or just Soldier?
I want to say I have, but it's definitely been a long time.
So he's like a super soldier, but they have a new breed of super soldier that's coming in, and he's considered like obsolete, and they basically throw him out in like a wasteland. He comes back and has to fight the new super soldier, but it's Kurt Russell. It's like a sci-fi action film. That one's badass, and I'm going to throw a curveball in, an honorable mention. Another Kurt Russell one, because I'm a big Kurt Russell fan too. I could name a bunch of Arnold ones and stuff like Conan, but I bet you've never seen Big Trouble in Little China.
No, I am. It's been so long, but I have heard of that.
You can't, that it's just a fun, like it's an 80s, but it's like an action kind of crazy film. It's a cool one. I'm going to throw that one in there. So, did you get
I got my last one. And I was looking up. I was like, I got it. And actually, this one came to me before I even found it on any list. It's a little bit off the wall.
I think that's good.
I Am Legend.
Oh, yeah. That's a good movie. That's a good movie. You just like it because of the dog.
No, I mean, that's like and that's one of my least favorite dog breeds. But that dog in that movie kind of makes me like the German Shepherd.
Yeah.
Because that is such an awesome dog. And I think German Shepherds are awesome pets. They're terrible at the vet clinic.
Yeah.
Even like my staff that has German Shepherds and thinks they're awesome dogs, they're terrible
Terrible at the vet, yeah.
Terrible patients. But now I kind of, the post-apocalyptic, which I mean, that's kind of zombie.
Yeah.
You know, that whole kind of, I'm not really a big sci-fi guy, but like that whole, like, this could happen kind of thing, and like, kind of grabs my attention. And I mean, Will Smith's a badass, and yeah, that with the dog. Oh man, that just rips your heart out.
God dang it! Yeah, they're at the end of that movie. Well, okay.
Well, it's not even really at the end, is it?
Well, I guess it's not at the end, but he literally has to like kill his own dog.
Yeah, because it gets infected.
Man, yeah, that's terrible.
When he realizes that, he has to. He like chokes it out.
Yeah, they can kill any people they want, but damn it, you kill a dog. It really sucks. No,
which then you get into
John Wick.
Yeah. Which I don't know that I would make that like that is as far as just action. I don't know if there's any more action in a movie ever.
I don't either.
Than John Wick.
Equilibrium. I know you ain't never seen that one. It was like it's Christian Bale, but it's the Matrix kind of style. But it's just like balls to the wall.
This will horrify you, but I'm familiar with The Matrix. I don't think I've ever sat down and watched the entirety of The Matrix.
Any of them? I mean, you've seen the first one?
Like, I have seen it. I don't know that I've ever just sat down and like, because it's pretty deep. And
it is.
Like, to understand it. And, I'm familiar with all, again, the viral scenes where he's dodging the bullets.
Some guys really nerd out into The Matrix. I mean, I really liked it. I'm a Keanu Reeves fan. But Speed, Point Break, man. I mean, like, there's a lot of them. Speed is a great movie.
Yeah, it is.
So, I mean, we could talk movies all freaking night. But I was like, that was on my mind. I'm like, top 5. It's just hard to say top 5, but just 5, like almost passing the torch.
Yeah, if you had said just like comedies, I think I could have quickly come up with like, because those are 5 that I really like. If I really sat down and made a list, they would be my top 5.
Well, I
know. I really got to look at them and like, oh damn, I forgot that.
Predator and the Terminator, and honestly, Commando, all 3 would be. I was an Arnold junkie.
I could have told you those were 3. Top 5.
Yeah. Levi, like I said, he's right at. I was actually talking to Brock that helps us today or yesterday. We were talking about movies. I remember how it came up, and I told him that I'm pretty sure Sarah Connor's boobs, and I couldn't remember if it was Road Trip or if
we just had that conversation. Yeah,
but I still don't remember. I said, man, I can't remember if it was Sarah Connor's boobs or the chicken Road Trip's boobs. They were the first ones I ever saw in a movie.
Yeah,
and he was like, I don't remember seeing a girl's boobs in the Terminator, and I was like, oh yeah, Sarah Connor. So,
yeah, you definitely doing Road Trip.
You definitely do in Road Trip. Yeah, there's not the explicit nudity. The language is really the only thing that's kind of stopped me from being able to show Levi the Terminator.
Yeah.
I showed him Commando, and I could like sit down. I could write the screenplay for Commando if someone asked me to from memory. So like we watched Commando, and I would just hit mute, and like I like knew when the words were coming.
I bet you could even find like the version that like maybe made
like
for
TV or something,
like the TBS version where
that'd be
they
good.
Still see like hell and damn, but nothing beyond that.
I just love it, man. And those movies, man, I love them. I love some old Sylvester Stallone, but like one of the best parts, like in Commando. Have you seen Commando?
No.
Oh man, you need to watch.
I say that it's such an old movie. I may have seen it,
but it's just a fun movie. Yeah. Like that was back when they would have those like hilarious one-liners, and like Arnold. He's on this airplane in Commando, and this guy is basically, they've essentially like kidnapped him. And he's like very much, he's like the retired badass from the military, and he doesn't want to be messed with, but his daughter gets kidnapped, so he's thrust back into action. And he gets on this airplane, and it's this big black guy that's like kind of like his guard to make sure that he goes where they want him to. He's a bad guy. And Arnold is... They're sitting beside each other in the airplane, and Arnold like leans up, and then he just thrusts his elbow back and hits the dude in the nose, like knocks him unconscious, and grabs his head and just breaks his neck on the airplane. And he puts a hat on the dude's head, and the little flight attendant comes by, And Arnold like props a pillow up and props him up. And he says, "Please don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired." And like she walks off. I love that. I love the like cheesy one-liners.
Yeah, that's pretty cheesy.
It is.
Dead tired.
So, you gonna go support the strike?
The JBS strike.
Yeah, that's kind of the biggest thing, man, going on right now. Like,
well, and it has been. They've been talking about that strike for a month, which kind of helped in a way because the threat of the strike actually had more impact on the cattle market over the last month than when the strike actually happened, because the market had already dipped a couple times just as they were building up to it. It's because, again, I'm saying it here all the time. I listen to Corbett Wall 5 days a week on the Feeder Flash, and so he's been talking about it again for like the last month, and was it going to come? It was really like it's debatable, and one of the rumors is that like JBS was kind of like wanting them to strike because right now the Packers are not making a lot of money.
Yeah,
their margins have gotten pretty thin just because cattle prices are so high. And so if there was ever a time to be a strike, like I don't know that the workers have a whole lot of leverage right now.
Yeah.
Because now them shutting that plant down has tightened up shackle space for, availability for cattle to be killed. And so, yeah, it had a negative effect on the market. JBS has a lot of plants. Like, it's not like this is their only plant. I think they actually even, because the strike started this week on Monday.
Yep.
I think they actually shut the plant down last week for like some maintenance, even though they knew they were going to be shut down this week anyway. And so, I don't know if they truly didn't care, or they're just using this like, okay, we needed that plant to go dark for a little while anyway, so we could update some things.
Well, I'll tell you, it was, so it is some of the, well, man, JBS is trying to jump in on us. I did kind of get to look in a little bit of research on this because I was like, I'm just curious. So this is actually the first walkout at a U.S. beef slaughterhouse since 1985. Do you know what that beef house was?
Back in 85?
Yep. It was in Minnesota.
No, I mean, was it a JBS plant?
It was Hormel.
Hormel.
Yep. Back in Hormel.
I don't even know when JBS officially became.
I don't either. The Greeley facility is where they striked. JBS, they process 28,000 cattle per day across their U.S. plants. This one facility, it says, is about 5,000 to 6,000 animals per day. Yeah,
so it's a pretty good chunk of their total, but
it actually says it's the largest slaughter-ready cattle plant in the U.S.
But a lot of these plants aren't running at capacity, so because there's just supplies of cattle are that tight. So if they were really making good money, they could. And again, I don't have exact statistics here, but they could probably just get those other plants that hadn't been running at full capacity
up to capacity.
They could just divert cattle to them and still be across the board slaughtering as many cattle as they were.
Well, see,
and if cattle, if the cattle prices dipped enough, I guarantee you they would, because they'd be like, oh yeah, now we're it's like when Tyson had the fire at the Holcomb, Kansas plant, and that plant was shut down for months. Hell, Tyson made, and all the meat packers, more money. It ended up benefiting them because it tanked the cattle prices so much that, they even though they had one plant down, they picked up the slack elsewhere and were making more money than they ever had been.
Yeah. Well, they had been amping up, because I was kind of reading like what led up to this. And it said the union has accused JBS of increasing production line speeds. They were doing 390 cattle per hour, and they had bumped it up to 420 cattle per hour. And you could almost argue this was in anticipation of a strike, so they're pumping it up to get to capacity.
Well, and see, that almost seems counter to what I've been hearing, because numbers so tight. Now, I don't know if they went from, because normally they would run 3 shifts a day.
Yeah.
And so maybe they're like, well, we're going to go back to 2 shifts, but we're going to
they reduced worker hours.
Okay.
It said they reduced worker hours, and
so they cut back their hours, but tried to improve or increase their
productivity
per hour.
Yeah.
Which, hey, I mean that's, I'm not surprised by that, because they're like, we're gonna, the pay that our labor, is gonna we're actually going to cut labor costs by cutting back their hours, but we're going to try to squeeze more out of them in the hours that they are there. So,
yeah. Well,
and I can understand, if that's making it unsafe.
Well, that's what it said. It was unsafe conditions. And also, here's kind of what was crazy. So when I worked in the machine shop, we were supposed to wear safety glasses at times. I mean, I'm not going to tell on us, but you're supposed to wear safety glasses, and they give you safety glasses. Like it's like you can get as many safety glasses as you want. JBS was making them spend, says workers are being charged about $1,100 a year for personal protective equipment.
So they take that out of their pay.
They take that out of their pay.
But they don't provide it, which
is crazy as hell.
Yeah.
And then JBS has said they offered less than 2% in average annual wage increases below inflation while workers bear rising healthcare costs. The union says 99% of workers voted to authorize the strike.
I did hear that number. It was 99%.
Yep. Here's their total slaughter. So total slaughter last week was 528,000 head, which was up slightly from 521,000 the prior week.
That would have been total for the country.
Yep. But that is well below 588,000 head this time last year.
Oh, yeah. Well, and those numbers have been trending down because, again, we're just very tight supplies.
Yep. Says it's down 10%. Yep.
Like, we could probably, if all the other plants are willing to pick up the slack, one plant closing down because we were already operating well below capacity at most places is not that big of a deal. Now, there's been some other plants that have closed.
Yeah.
Not necessarily JBS plants because, for a variety of reasons, but a big one being supplies are tight. There's not necessarily enough cattle to go around. Two, the meat packers aren't making as much per animal right now, so they don't have a lot of incentive to keep extra, places open. And some of these plants are getting older and need a lot of updates to be done that are, maybe cost prohibitive, especially. Now, I guarantee you, if something happened and the price of cattle tanked, which is, their biggest expense, and the price of beef stayed where it is, and all of a sudden they can make a lot more money per animal.
They're going to pump it back up.
All of a sudden see some of these plants getting fired back up, or the ones that are operating, maybe they're only doing 2 shifts instead of 3. Oh yeah, they'd just in the blink of an eye, they'd say, oh yeah, we need to ramp up production now.
Well, and you're exactly, it's funny here. So a JBS plant in Utah, it said they are now just adjusting cattle deliveries and shifting production to other facilities. So they got a plant in Utah that called in 1,400 workers Saturday to process cattle diverted from Colorado.
Yeah.
And it says here, some economists say JBS may not be in a hurry to settle. It says tight cattle supplies already forcing packers to pay steep prices for cattle. It said, so in all reality, they may have been losing money running that plant.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, it didn't make just a whole lot of sense why they chose now to strike. I mean, I guess if the conditions are that poor, and it was unsafe and all those things, maybe they couldn't wait. But they did it from the worker standpoint. It may be the worst possible time they could have in terms of having any leverage.
Yeah.
Again, some people have said, like, I don't know if it's just still rumor, but JBS was like, yeah, go ahead. like you'll actually be doing us a favor. Like, if y'all would like to strike, please do it right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. We did, those cattle that sold, my calf, I think I told you my calf brought
what'd he weigh?
440 pounds.
Yep.
And, hell, he brought over 4 something a pound.
Yeah.
And then dad couldn't get over. They had this little runt, like 160 pound calf or something that brought $6 and something per pound.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's what my dad was like, that damn little shitty ass cow. He's like, I can't believe how much. He said, yeah, we need to sell every one of these cows.
Also, if you want to get out, now's the time. That's what my brother's getting ready. I believe he's going to buy next week. But my God, like it's just not penciling for them. I mean, talking about buying 600-pound bulls, ideally buying bulls because then you can get them a little cheaper than you can steers. But the money that you have to spend on them right now
is crazy.
I mean, I spent a good bit of money buying the bred cows I bought, but I'm like, I think I might have done the right thing because I don't know. I mean, him buying calves next week and a lot of other people that are doing that same thing, you're betting on, of course, you've been able to put some weight on them, buying them as bulls, you're adding a little value to them. but you're really betting on this market staying hot because, my God, if anything did happen to tank the market, you're sticking your neck way out there, taking on a lot of risk.
Dad and I were talking tonight about it because I was telling him, I said, man, I still can't get over that. I don't remember how we got on the topic of it, but I was like, I can't get over how much these cattle brought. And Dad was like, I can't get over how much they brought. He said, I can remember we sold cows before. He said, where we got $10 for a cow. He said, cattle wasn't worth nothing. He said, we used to buy them calves from the dairy. He said, you could buy them for nothing. And he said,
oh yeah, bull calves off the dairy. I mean, they practically give them away.
Yeah. He's like, man, we had cattle. He said, there was times when the prices was so bad. We just were like, hell, we just keep them. Anyone sell them.
Oh yeah, I know that they blame some of the bad blood amongst, the cow herd in that, prices are so bad. There were some years they just kept every single heifer. They're like, we're not going to give them away. And they kept them and bred them, and some that didn't have good disposition, but they were too stubborn to sell them, to not make any money. Yeah. And I don't know. We hope it stays good. I hope the big thing is that we've established kind of a new normal. This is where the price should be, because it really probably is, because it's not like we're getting rich in cattle right now.
Yeah.
Everything else costs so much, and for so long, price of cattle did not keep up with inflation. And now it's like, oh wow, we're actually making a little money. Yeah, that's a novel idea.
Yeah, no, I told Marcy, I was like, hey, I feel like a real cattleman now. First cow check I've ever gotten. I say that. I sold a cow, I sold that one bull for a breeder. So, I guess I got money off it. But hell, that's kind of what's crazy to think about. I sold a dude one of my bulls, and this bull was probably a 1,200 pound bull. Shit, I sold it to him for like $1,500. Yeah. And then this little bull, 440 pound bull, brought more money than that.
Oh yeah. Well, I remember we would buy, registered breed bulls, $2,000.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was $2,000, $2,500. Oh,
what would that cost you now?
I can tell you, I just bought one. Got him. He got delivered less than a week ago. I paid $6,500 for him.
Shit, yeah.
He may have been tied for the cheapest bull to sell.
Damn. $6,500.
Which makes me like, damn, did I buy the shittiest one there? But he was actually one that, and I was not physically there. I bid on him online, but they had videos, and based on all his genetics and numbers. And
but now
PPDs,
that's one of the things that drives the price up. Obviously, he's
but I'd already picked him out. Like there was they sold like 75 bulls. I had about 15 or 20 that I'd circled in.
Did you get us a bucking bull so we can start doing that?
No, he's very gentle. I bid on some of the ones that I had marked before the sale sold for like 17,000, 18,000.
Golly, Bill, shit. Why?
Yep.
Why?
That's just what they're worth. Good breeding bulls.
Shit.
Oh hell, some of these. There was a bull from a breeder that I follow and kind of keep up with. They sold a bull last week, 150 something thousand.
Damn.
I don't know what the sale average was.
You think I can get that for dipstick over there?
That's a bull that they're going to sell semen off of and do all kinds of stuff like that.
Well, I'll get you to come collect the semen and we'll sell it.
Yeah, well, if he's worth that much, I'd say just go ahead and sell him.
What is so the one thing we did notice, obviously, the bigger they got, the less per pound you got.
Oh yeah.
So what's a 1,300 pound bull? What would he bring?
Bull?
Yeah.
Not a whole lot.
Does he need to be a steer?
Yeah, and at that size around here, you're not going to see a lot of 1,300 pound steers around here because that typically is not where you're going to sell like live cattle for slaughter.
Yeah.
Because they're getting them up.
Which in dipstick, he's
1,800 pounds.
He's probably 1,000 pounds.
But he's still a bull.
Yeah. Yeah, I've left his gonads intact. Which he's got a calf out there.
So he's going to be sold as like a kill bull, like anybody that has a bull that they're not breeding with anymore.
Yeah.
And so I can tell you what bulls brought at one of our local auctions this week, like kill bulls, not like 600 pounders. Oh, so $1.80 a pound.
Damn, that's crazy.
Anywhere, like, I mean, and there's some bulls that averaged 18.80 that brought over $2 a pound.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you look at that.
But that's wild. See, then he would actually bring almost the same as a 440-pound calf.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, shit, that's crazy. Damn. Well,
Do math.
he's better as a little breeder.
Yeah, because I mean,
Well, that's pretty good.
Just
That is
bulls
better.
like,
But he ain't 1,880 pounds.
right. But I'm just big mature bulls. Like those are bulls that have been breeding bulls for somebody that they're, moving on from them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're bringing $4,000 across the scales.
Yeah.
Like, so
Now, he's a baldy. Is that going to hurt him?
no, like, because he's just like at that size, they're probably not going to cut him. He's just going straight for hamburger somewhere.
Poor fella. Poor dipstick.
But yeah, unless you got other plans for him, I would get rid of him right now.
Well, he's a pretty good. He's actually made a pretty good calf.
Yeah.
I mean, he likes to get it on, and he had him a good calf out there that's turned into a pretty good. She's still a calf, but I got a 400-pound calf out there off of him with old Annabelle.
Yeah.
I can't get rid of them. My wife and kids have named them all.
Oh,
It's Annabelle and Dipstick and Biscuit.
you're going to get rid of them one day, one way or another. You might as well get some money.
Well,
for
you might be surprised. Oh, what was our last one? Loretta. Loretta was the one she had gotten real bad. I think she had gotten leukemia, and she had gotten real bony. And our dads were selling the load, and they basically could catch Loretta. And your dad asked me, he was like, do you want to sell your cow out here? She looks terrible. And I was like, I really need to. And I asked Marcy. Loretta was Marcy's first bottle calf. And she loved Loretta. And Loretta was like, we would drive out there in the pasture, and she would literally come up to you and you could pet her. And so Marcy was like, I don't want you to sell Loretta. I said, she's going to die. Hell, I was like, we ought to get some money for her. She's like going to die. And I said, let's get some money for her at least. She's like, no, you can't sell Loretta. I'll be damned. We didn't sell her. She died like 2 weeks later. So I was like, oh man. And your dad was like, you probably get $1,500 for her. But she turned into dust.
Yeah.
To dust she returned. But yeah, man, I'll tell you, cattle prices are just damn crazy as hell. Like, I got to figuring up, I don't have a lot of cattle. I just got a few head. I got a few in that little pasture, and then I got a couple out in the big one. Actually, my one mama cow out there in the big pasture, she's about to have another calf. But I got to figure out, even my little herd, I bet I got $25,000 worth of cattle.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, that's crazy to even think about. Like, I can remember doing financials with like my lender 10 years ago, and my little cattle, it would be like worth $5,000.
Yeah.
Like nowhere close to today. It's just hard to believe.
Oh yeah. 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 It's a good time to be in. I don't know that it's a good time to get in necessarily. I'm sitting.
But I would actually challenge that. I mean, I agree. But at the end of the day, if this is the new norm, then you got to figure out how to get in.
Well, right. That's what I was going to say. Yeah. You're hoping we've kind of established, like, not necessarily a floor, but more or less like, okay, this is where prices should be, hovering right in this range going forward. And yeah, if that's the case, and of course nobody can predict the future, yeah, if you can find some cows, to get in.
Can you forward contract like we do with grain?
Oh, you can do all kinds of crazy stuff. Yeah. LRP is what most people do, the livestock risk protection.
Yeah.
You can do it on calves that aren't even born yet.
And now LRP, is they just set a floor?
Pretty much. It's like, I've heard people say it's like buying a put.
Okay.
But it's insurance.
Yeah.
And so it is partially subsidized. So the government pays a portion of your premium there.
Yeah. Is the premium high?
It depends on where you want to set it.
If you were to set, so can you establish the price? Could you say like, I want to guarantee a $4 floor?
It all depends on exactly where the market is. I have not done one this year because I didn't. I would always do one because I would borrow $100,000 to buy, a load of calves.
Yeah.
And so I would set one
to basically cover your expenses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can see what while we're sitting here, I can tell you what you could get one for. Like I say, I don't even, my brother will be doing this if he hadn't already here within the next week or two, because again, he's sticking his neck out there buying some of these calves. And that's usually what we'll do. We won't lock it in like crop insurance. You know, you're not going to lock it in to get like a huge profit, but at least to protect you from a huge loss.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I didn't know how that would work but like aside from insurance, there is ways to like forward contract though on there, like from a marketing or not.
You can do all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm not going to sit here and act like I understand all of that.
Yeah,
by any stretch.
Huh? That's interesting.
Effective date, and see, it's so the longer out you want to do it, and the more it'll end up costing you, and so let's say. I'm doing this one right now so 26 weeks would be 6 months. Selling them at 800 pounds. Here's a quote. So if you wanted to lock in, well, let me see where the board is today. So feeder cattle prices for today, as we're sitting here on, what's today?
Today is the 18th.
18th. Get back. So feeder cattle looks like closed today at 358, 725. Might as well say 359.
Okay.
If you wanted to lock them in, so you could lock them in for 6 months from now. So when would that be? September. If you wanted to do 348, which is what 10 cents under.
Yeah.
Where they are today, which I didn't even look at the futures. Anyway.
Would it be pretty pricey?
Well, I'm gonna see just what September. Well, so that 348 is where they are for September. Oh yeah, it gets real pricey to do that. So that LRP per head costs you $110.
Wow, damn.
110 per head.
Yeah.
So we would always try to keep it significantly less than that. We would lock in, just something where it's like, okay, that'll cover like where I can pay my loan back. I won't be making any money. Actually, I'll be losing money, but I'm not going to.
Well, and seeing that is how crop insurance typically works. I've seen some people. I got into an argument with a guy on Facebook one time on like a marketing page, and the guy was like, "Well, if you know how to do your crop insurance, then you can insure yourself a profit." And I'm like, I don't think so. That's not really how that works. And I even talked to the agent, and he's like, "Man, it's not really how it's supposed to work. You're not really supposed to be like." I mean, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't. Like, I think that it'd be nice if I could set it, if I'm willing to pay a premium and I can guarantee myself a profit, but I'm willing to pay the premium for that guarantee, then I think I ought to be able to do it.
And this, like, it just wouldn't, literally $110 a head. Because I'll tell you, I never cashed in on it. The market always stayed relatively good. This was always like something where I would set it in, because I would lock mine in pretty low because I didn't want to pay a huge premium.
Yeah.
But this was like, okay, literal World War III breaks out, and the price of cattle goes from $3.50
to 50 cents.
Yeah, just something, or $2.50. Like it falls out of bed, like absolutely crashes. It's literally just insurance.
Yeah.
You hope you never need it. Now, you don't have to do an LRP. You can buy an actual put. You can do all kinds of other crazy stuff that I'm not qualified. But yeah, you can get as complicated with it as you want to.
Yeah. Well, that's just like grain marketing then.
Yeah.
Well, before we finish up, I did want to talk about obviously we got to address, the fertilizer situation. So
yeah, I heard, because I was lucky, which I still got to fertilize all my hay. I hadn't fertilized any of it, but I fertilized some pasture about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Well, our good friends over at Tennessee Farm Bureau, they have sent us some information here. So, actually the AFBF, the American Farm Bureau, Zippy, has been like sending a letter trying to reach out to Trump. Because the fertilizer shit's getting out of control.
Because of the is it a war in Iran?
Because of the war, yeah.
Conflict, whatever.
I think you can just say a war at this point. Operation Epic Fury. But I got some numbers here. wanted to show you what this shit has gone up by. Where was it? Okay.
It's mainly nitrogen, isn't it?
Urea and ammonia.
Because I've heard some people say like they're literally not going to plant corn or not. They're cutting back their corn acres because it's going to cost so much to fertilize it.
I think you're going to see a shift in corn acres. So far,
which will then
make the price of corn go up a lot higher,
and then the price of beans is going to
go to shit
because those most of those corn acres are going to now be beans.
You know what it is? It's what has happened is I've been working. I was talking a couple episodes about how I had been really cutting my costs down and getting everything run really clean, and I cash flowed on paper. That's what it is. I mentioned that I was going to cash flow, and so now the fertilizer prices and stuff got to shit the bed so that I won't cash flow. That's what I think it is. But so here is an idea of urea. So when the Iran stuff broke out, I had actually just met with an agronomist of mine maybe 2 or 3 days prior to that, and we had a full plan. Man, we had seed and corn, soybean and corn fertilizer program figured out. It looked great. I was like, damn, this shit is great. Like, this was actually less than the numbers I was hoping to hit. And, man, he texted me after the Iran war started, and he said, urea is up $100 a ton. Now, that was like right after it started. Urea now, before it was $475 per metric ton. Today, it is $680 per metric ton. So it is $205 a ton increased since this started.
685 versus
680 minus 475. Should be 205, ain't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's up 43%.
Oh, was that not 143%?
Well, no, it's up 43%.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. So 43% increase, and that's in how many? 19 days, isn't it? I think we've been in this conflict now for like 19 days.
Yeah.
So,
like your cost of anything jumping that much that quickly is just insane.
It's insane. It's insane.
In my Ram today, I put over $130 worth of diesel in it.
Yeah, what was it, about $4.50? Was it $5?
I think it was like $4.70.
$4.70? Yeah. Which
I probably could have shopped. I'm not one of those people that shops around for like where I'm going to get my diesel.
I don't either. When I need it, I just get it.
Right. Because, used to, a lot of places, the pump would quit at 100.
Yeah.
I'd be like, that's so damn stupid.
Yeah, if you got a diesel, that ain't enough.
Which I was at a little podunk station out close to where I live. You can't even pay at the pump. And I went inside and I tried to tap to pay. It's like, oh, you can't tap to pay when it's over a certain amount. Which to me, it's like, so I guess they're saying it's less secure or something.
I guess maybe.
Well, then why the hell do they let you just do the tap to pay anyway?
Yeah.
So I had to ram the card on in there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's still gotten crazy. There was a guy actually in this report I was looking at. There's a guy, Todd Littleton. He said he's a farmer in Tennessee.
Yeah, I went to Martin with him.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, he said that he expects to pay $100,000 more for fertilizer this year than last. Yeah. Said it'll be a 40% spike from last year. So, yeah, it's that part's not looking great. Now, Farm Bureau, let me get back to their, like I said, I got notes everywhere. So here was the main messages that Zippy is kind of sent to Trump. The military action in Iran is affecting the availability of and prices for critical fertilizers. And, this Strait of Hormuz or whatever they call it, now they're putting like mines in the thing and they're like refusing to let ships go through it. Iran. What is it? How are you supposed to say it? It's Iran, not Iran.
So Iran, I think, is what I've heard some people say. Iran, because most people say Iran.
Yeah.
Some people say it's supposed to be Iran. I don't know.
I think Iran people say Iran, so I'm going to stick with Iran. If farmers are unable to obtain the supplies in time, we could see reductions in planted acreage, which we are now. Because the bad thing is, it's March 18th. There's people, we've gotten out of this cold spell here. It's starting to get a little bit warm. There will be people sticking seed in the ground next week around here.
All right, it's going to be 80 here this weekend.
Yep. Next week, there will be people putting seed in the ground, which means people will be fertilizing next week. And so very much so, guys, this will already, the bad thing is, let's say.
Which you can go ahead and forward price, like lock in price for things like fertilizer.
You can, some people do, I don't.
Right.
But
Yeah,
yes, you can.
And I'm sure we could probably look up the figure, like what percentage of farmers actually do that. Because, it's like, damn, like, and hindsight's always 20/20.
It is, because what sucked, like prices were coming down. That's the thing. It's like,
I don't want to lock it in. The price is getting better every day.
Yeah, and they're really getting better now. So they say here, the supply chain shocks are expected to drive already high or record high input prices even higher. So does a bunch of the nitrogen or just urea come from that region, I guess? Yeah, actually, the U.S. imports, so here is, I guess this is from, I had those actually, 30%. Okay, all right, countries exposed to instability. Man, damn, I had that number somewhere. It was a huge number.
Which is crazy to me that we import our urea from literally the other side of the world.
Yeah. It says here, the U.S., here's just some imports. The U.S. imports roughly 97% of potassium, 18% of nitrogen, and 13% of phosphate, which makes America's farmers sensitive to global trade disruptions. The United States typically imports 23% of its fertilizer in March and April.
Well, and I know everything, it's a global market for whatever, but I'm like, man, it does kind of blow my mind that, wow, shipping problems literally on the other side of the world affecting the price of our nitrogen that much.
Yeah.
That ridiculously much. I don't know.
No, I'm with you. Well, here's so Farm Bureau.
We need more domestic production.
We do. Farm Bureau, here is their, they're raising the alarm to the Trump administration, but they're actually making recommendations, which I'm like that. I like, if you're going to, I don't like it when someone just points out a problem without offering a solution. Yeah. So this.
Oh yeah, like in the business world, that's what we tell people. Don't. If you're gonna come to me with a problem, you better come to me with a solution too.
Yes.
Yeah.
If they're we got a client that's really terrible, it's I think we should kill them. Have you ever had anybody do that?
No, but it's not uncommon for us to fire a client. That's what we call it.
Fire a client. Yeah.
I mean, we don't do that very often. Thankfully, it would not be good for business. But if somebody's just too big of a problem, they get a letter that says, "We appreciate you doing business with us, for however long, but you're clearly not happy with what we're doing, and we're not going to keep doing that."
Oh, really?
Let us know where you want your records to be sent.
Nice.
Yeah. That's really rare that we get to that point. But yeah.
Nice.
Sometimes just you're a pain in our ass. You're not worth it anymore.
Well, that's how, I would say that's how we navigate this podcast. Very much so. I said earlier, we're not trying to be for everybody.
Oh yeah, no, that's a good way of saying it. Yeah.
Yeah. So Farm Bureau, here's their recommendations that they've made to Trump. Number one, utilize the Navy to provide and maintain safe and reliable maritime transit for fertilizer shipments through the strait. Because like I said, now they're putting mines in the strait. So, and again, I don't know how this is all working, because from a lot of the reports that I see, we've essentially decimated their whole military over there. So I don't.
Hell, you don't
know what's going on.
I'm not even paying that much attention to it, just because it's shit. You don't know what to even believe.
You don't. They want to work collaboratively with international partners to maintain open shipping lanes to reduce the risk of delays and supply disruptions. Leverage all federal tools to ensure vessels are insured throughout their passage to America. Ensure domestic port, rail, and barge capacity is available to deliver fertilizer inputs to rural America in time for application. See, that's the big one. There's a lot of people that are afraid that we're going to get into this crunch where we're not going to be able to get the fertilizer. It's going to be expensive as hell, and then you're not even going to be able to get it.
Yeah.
Which is actually an even bigger problem than it being expensive. Improve domestic transportation capacity between U.S. ports. Add sulfur, sulfuric acid, phosphoric acid, anhydrous ammonia, aqua ammonia, and calcium nitrate to applicable exemption lists, and then use presidential power to temporarily suspend countervailing duties on imported fertilizer products to moderate price increases.
I think I've got the solution.
What is that?
And it literally just hit me as we were sitting here. So it's not been well thought through.
All right.
But this would be a win-win. Okay, Trump immediately removes all the DEF guidelines. Which I know you can't do this overnight, but you take all the DEF.
I know where you're going with this.
Off the tractors, the trucks, everything.
Yep.
DEF is urea.
Yeah.
We divert all that DEF that is now sitting in boxes and warehouses and everywhere all throughout the supply chain. And now you can put that down. I was actually talking to a guy today. He used it to fertilize his yard.
DEF?
Yeah. I had to drain the DEF out of one of my tractors.
Did it not like crystallize in his yard?
So he mixed it, he diluted it, and
Okay.
then sprayed it as his nitrogen fertilizer. He's like, I wanted to test it out there before I put it anywhere else. But I actually, because of course, when I change fluids or whatever in tractors, I always collect it, take it to the county, dispose of it as I should. What, you just dump your motor oil in the ditch?
Yeah.
So add the EPA to the list of agencies that might come knocking.
EPA is gay. No, I don't admit
So
to
I was
anything.
like, so how do I dispose
No,
of?
we actually have like 25 5-gallon buckets in the shed over there that we don't know what to do with.
Well, you can just take them up to the county landfill. Like they got a place where you can.
Really? Can you do that with old chemicals?
I don't know about chemicals, but like oil.
Okay, because see, we got chemical. Dad and I were looking in the shed the other day. We got chemicals that are 15, 20 years old.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know what to do with these.
Now the EPA is definitely listening. But anyway, so I was like, well, how do I dispose of my DEF? And so I like chat GPT'd it, and it was like, it's just urea. He's like, you don't want to like just dump it out all in one spot, but like it's actually good for your grass, man. It's nitrogen.
Yeah.
And it was just funny because I just looked that up and I knew that already, but I was like, can I really just do that? And they're like, oh yeah, in small quantities. You don't want to like just dump jugs of it out. This guy's like, the best thing you can do with that DEF is put it on your grass. And
So he said it did good on
he
his
was
yard.
giving me the rate and everything, which I was like, I don't know that I'm going to do all that. But plus, of course, which putting down liquid fertilizer, man, that's hard on your
equipment.
Yeah.
It's just corrosive as hell.
Real corrosive.
Well, that's what
But
DEF is.
could that be the solution to our problem?
Maybe we convert that into
We
fertilizer.
immediately zap the DEF requirements off all the vehicles, which I know, again, it would take a lot of.
Well, isn't that something that they were going to try to do?
Yeah, but I wonder, obviously you can't just snap your fingers and all these vehicles already have to have it.
Yeah.
You could say, going forward, we don't put any of that crap on all these vehicles, but you would basically have to delete all these machines. But then if you had this backlog of all this DEF that was already produced, and again, it probably wouldn't be enough to cover even a fraction of our acres, but
That's an interesting thought, though. It is.
There you go. Because
Was
I would assume the cost of DEF ought to go up way up too, because
Yeah.
it's urea.
was it your tractor or your dad's that had DEF in the windshield washer?
No, it was my dad's. The dealer did that, didn't they?
Yes.
So, oh man, that was a cluster. I can vaguely remember. Did it come from the dealership like that? Like when
I'm pretty
they bought
sure.
it, or after they had serviced it?
Well, I don't.
Some
I don't
idiot,
remember.
and I won't name the dealership. Not the same color of tractor I drive though. Which anybody knows, yeah, you can figure out pretty quick what color the tractor was. When they had serviced it, or maybe I guess when it was coming from the dealer.
I don't remember. I think it was coming from the dealer.
When the dealer gets the tractor, like a brand new tractor from the factory, I guess it doesn't have some of those fluids in it. So they have to put them in. And some idiot there thought that the windshield washer fluid
was DEF.
Reservoir was where you put DEF.
Because it's got a little blue cap on it as well. But still, it's like, dude.
Yeah, and he got in there and it got a little dusty or whatever and hit the washer fluid.
It started like crystallizing on the window.
And he figured out, he's like, that's DEF in the washer fluid. Like,
Because it even smells like ammonia. Like when you smell it, it smells like ammonia. But
I know, because like whenever I spill a little, like putting it in the truck or anything, it crystallizes almost immediately.
That's how my combine's wanted. Man, my combine drinks that shit. Like, and that was when I figured out it would crystallize.
Well, are you always washing the windshield?
Yeah, where I wash the windshield off. Yeah. And I've thought about it. Well, actually, doesn't your urine have a lot of nitrogen in it?
Yeah.
I wonder if you could just piss in there.
Like when I bought it, they're like you need your cow piss. They're like, this ain't nothing but cow piss.
Yeah.
I've never heard anybody speak highly of DEF. Like the people that sell it, certainly the people that work on diesel engines.
Well, that's 90% of your problem on any vehicles. It's always emissions related.
But I was buying it one day at one of our local retailers. Are like, just a little cow piss. And like, well, that's not. You're not that wrong.
They're really not. They're really not. So, well, all right. You got a company? Actually, hold on. Before we get into that.
Hey, can you pour me a cup?
We do. You want, what did you want one?
Yeah, can you pour me a cup?
Yeah, you got to chug your stuff down.
I still got ice in there.
Put your ice cube in there.
We're having to play musical cups here.
Yeah.
We're actually, we got a product that we're consuming here as we record.
Before we do our company, I also do want to give a shout out. A friend of mine, a guy that I had met several years ago at Winter Strong, we've actually highlighted his company on here. His name's Casey Bard.
I used one of his products tonight.
There you go. Yeah. The Tact Calories, man. This stuff is awesome.
Excellent seasonings for just dang near anything. Meats, vegetables, whatever.
They are awesome. Casey's a super nice guy. I had, like I said, good opportunity to meet him at Winter Strong. Super good dude. Casey had found out, I guess 3 years ago, that he had stage 4 colon cancer. Just totally out of nowhere. Basically went to the doctor for basically like he said his stomach was kind of hurting. He thought he had pulled a muscle. Turned out he had freaking stage 4 colon cancer. He was probably 37, 38 at the time, I think. And he's got 2 young kids and married and all that. Good dude. Been battling cancer. And I mean, man, he's been like battling it. Like Casey he lifts weights. He like changed his diet. Like his mindset, like he's been very like a fighter mentality. And he had shared in there, he's done 70 rounds of chemo. Like, dude's been an absolute savage. Unfortunately, he shared today that he was pretty much given the news that it is his only option left is comfort care, which I mean essentially is them being like, you're done.
Palliative,
you're done. And which Casey, again, that's not his style. And so he was like, man, he has created a GoFundMe. And this is so that there's a guy, they have found this doctor in, I think he said in Arizona. Casey he was in New York. But they found this doctor in Arizona that's kind of got a whole different route. This is basically his only other option. And he likes the route this doctor's thinking, and he said he's with him. So the problem is his insurance won't cover the treatments. And
because it's kind of an alternative approach.
That's what it sounds like. And so I know, man, I'll put a link in our episode description to his GoFundMe. He's got started. This is so that they can try to basically pay for the treatments. Again, I'll put a stamp of approval. Casey's a good guy. He's an absolute fighter on this. So if you can, go and donate to his GoFundMe. And if nothing else, man, pray for the guy. Like I said, Casey's in the battle. He's literally in the battle for his life. And I mean, he's been just absolutely killing it. But he said here, like I knew I hadn't seen a lot from him lately. And he said in the last 8 weeks, said he's lost 45 pounds in 8 weeks. Said that he can't even hardly hold any food down anymore. So things have gotten really grim. So again, check out in the link. I'll put a link to his GoFundMe. If you find it in your heart, then Go help out Casey.
Yeah.
Donate.
If it's $5 or $500 or something in between, anything.
Yep. Go help him out. And like I said, at least if nothing else, send up some prayers for him. He's a good guy, and he's in a hell of a battle right now. So, with that said,
let me start off with 2 words: made in America.
I'm so disappointed you hit the button right.
I went ahead and changed it earlier.
Yeah.
I was like on top of it tonight.
Wow.
Somebody had commented and was like, Logan, get the right buttons or hit the button right or something. So yeah, we are drinking some fine American coffee here. Farmers Fuel Coffee Company.
Yes. If you're watching on any of the video platforms, you can see we have several samples here with us.
Yeah, hold that up, Banks. Zoom in, get Bobby Lee on there if you can get the close up on his camera. Can you see the coffee? Yep. All right, there you go. Farmers Fuel. We're drinking the decaf.
Yeah, because it is about 10:35 p.m. So that was a good choice to brew the decaf for us to drink tonight.
And it tastes
after
great.
We finished our bourbon.
Yeah, after the bourbon. This is a fairly dark.
Yeah, that one is a pretty dark roast.
The 87.
But our buddy Andrew over there at Farmers Fuel sent us several samples. I've already tried out the Rolling Coal.
I love the name.
As the name would suggest, that's a dark roast. We got the Diesel Drip Dark. We got the Barnyard Brew. They have several others as well. I've been trying it actually for the last few days. But really good stuff. He's up in Minnesota. But one cool thing they do too, they support Farm Rescue. Which, are you familiar with Farm Rescue at all?
Yeah, like the grain bin stuff. Yep.
Well, no, they are more specifically. I think they jump in like if a farm family like has some sort of a crisis.
Okay, I thought this is Farm Rescue. What is the thing that goes down into the grain bins?
Oh, yeah, for the grain bin. I'm not sure what that company is.
Okay, so what is Farm Rescue?
Well, I'm here on their website. So they provide planting, haying, harvesting, commodity hauling, and livestock feeding assistance to farm and ranch families who have experienced a major injury, illness, or natural disaster.
Oh, cool.
So I've seen them kind of on YouTube. Zach, the millennial farmer, does some work with them. I think specifically I saw on one of his YouTubes where they had I think a tornado had gone through somewhere and like just destroyed these people's barns, equipment, and everything.
Yeah.
And so Farm Rescue showed up. I don't remember if it was planting or harvest, but like gets their crop out for them. So they're of course a nonprofit, but Farmers Fuel is a proud supporter of Farm Rescue, but a cool company. You can check them out. They're if you just search Farmers Fuel Coffee, which coincidentally their website is farmersfuelcoffee.com.
Yeah.
They're good folks. When you look at their website, very open in their faith. Like I say, I've had the chance to speak with Andrew directly. Good dude. They're kind of a newer company getting started, but I can personally tell you, the coffee is dang good stuff.
It is.
You can check it out.
Caffeine can hit me in the gonads pretty hard, so I will bust out some decaf from time to time. This is really good decaf.
It is really good.
And it tastes great, but I'm a dark, but I'm also a sucker for cool marketing and like the names, like Rolling Coal is just a cool name. And then I love even the Barnyard Brew, and it's got the little cow and a pig on there, man. Check out Farmers Fuel. Again, guys, support the companies that support what we do and the lifestyle. Because, like we all have said, man, as much as a career or a job as this is, it is ultimately, at the end of the day, it becomes your life. So support these guys. They're doing awesome things. I want to tell you, when you go to order on there, I wonder, do they have like a message box or anything?
Well, we have a discount code.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, even better. There you go.
So you can get 10% off using the discount code Talk Dirt.
Hey, that's a good, easy code to remember.
Talk Dirt, no space, just Talk Dirt, all one word. 10% off. Go check them out. Good company. Andrew's a good dude, and it's a dang good product. So why wouldn't you? Right there in Minnesota. We have. I know there was the proposal to we're going to trade Minnesota for like Alberta or whatever. So, but thankfully for Andrew's sake, he is still an American.
He is still an American, yes.
He's not a Canadian yet.
We'll hold on to you there, Andrew. Good luck. Godspeed in Minnesota.
Yeah.
You're getting outnumbered.
Yeah, your kid has plenty of daycare options up there.
Yeah, here there's a lot of
they,
vacant buildings.
Or they don't, but there's a lot of daycare.
If you ever want a side job or a side stream of cash, apparently you just open a Somali daycare. And you can really
I don't know why he got into the coffee business.
Yeah, you can just open a daycare.
Yeah.
Make all kinds of cash.
Yeah. Anyway, no. In all seriousness, he's up there fighting a good fight. One of the good ones still left in Minnesota.
That's right. We appreciate y'all at Farmers Fuel. And guys, check them out. Use our code. Also, we want you to hit that like button, hit subscribe. Hey, look, we put this content out. We don't miss no days. We stay on it for you. Give us a little love.
That's really good.
It is really good. I mean, like I said, it's done got cool enough where I can actually really drink it. It's really good.
Yeah. In our new high-tech studio here, we got a coffee maker right there. So,
right within arm's reach. So show us some love. Leave us 5-star ratings, Spotify, Apple, anywhere you listen. If you listen on Audible, leave us 5-star ratings, and hit the follow button and hit like, all the things. Leave us a comment. Go to talkdirtpodcast.com. Go to the contact page. Submit your questions to us on there. We got some questions to get to. We'll get to them maybe next week. We do have a really badass guest coming in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
And looking forward to showing that episode with you guys. And what else do you need to do?
Y'all check out agzaga.com. TalkDirt20 is the discount code there. That'll be $20 off a $50 minimum order and free shipping. Yeah, I don't know if Belknap wrap price is going to do the same thing Fertilizer did, but you don't want to wait too long.
Yeah.
I can tell you this, you're not going to beat their prices at agzaga.com, and the price probably ain't going to get any cheaper 2 or 3 months from now, so go ahead and order it now.
Do it.
Use that discount code.
Do it. All right, guys. We'll catch you next week.
You've been listening to Talk Dirt to Me with your hosts, Logan and Bobby Lee. If you enjoyed this episode, we ask that you subscribe and leave a review, and we'll catch you next time.